Hey guys, it's Chrissy at the Paper Lion. I just thought I'd come here and show you guys a really quick little tutorial. This one is using items that I have found at the dollar store. A lot of you probably have seen the little, like, I guess they're plywood little hearts that come in a package of maybe like 20. Sometimes you can find those there, and sometimes you can find the little Scrabble pieces as well. So I'm going to show you some cute ideas. This is what we're going to be making. It's going to be for these a faux wood burning technique using just regular distressed oxide ink from Tim Holtz, and we're going to come up with some sweet little ideas here. And then also we're going to be using some of the Scrabble pieces to make little charms that you can add on to book tabs. You can, the flat ones you can add on to cards, pockets, however. All right, so with that being said, let's get into the video. First, we're going to start off with inking. And today I'm going to be using my Tim Holtz Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo. This is one of my favorites. I just re-inked it today, which is nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink around the edge and see, as you can see, it's already giving it like a burned wood edge. And it doesn't matter if it's like a thick border or thin. It's up to you. So how are you guys this evening? It's kind of late and I just wanted to do a quick little video that I could work on editing while I'm at work tomorrow. I've got so many little projects that I want to show you guys. I just got to find time. I just came back from Corsicana visiting my mom. Had a really good time with her. Got her dancing and moving in her bed, of course, because she's bedridden right now. But it was still a great time. All right, and see how quick that was? Inking these took less than 3 minutes. Of course, it depends on how many you do. And this one I didn't ink, so you can choose whether you want to ink them or not ink them, but that's what one ink does. That's what one that isn't inked looks like, opposed to one that is inked. The next step is simple. This whole little tutorial is really, really simple. Basically, you're just going to take a small stamp, something that will fit there. And you see how this one's kind of pale? If you wanted to, you could easily just run over that with a little bit of ink and give that a little bit of like more distressing. And I have right here, this is a perfect opportunity to use these little acrylic, the small acrylic blocks that I got from Temu. And I don't have my glasses with me, so I am going to be shooting in the dark as far as inking. But I think this is the one that I want. I think it has like Paris on it or something like that. So I'm only going to try to get the ink on that one. And I see that I got a little bit of ink on this other one, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that off because I don't want any of that trailing on there. And then we're just going to go here in the center. Here, it's probably, if you're going to be using these little small things, it's probably better to use like a clear acrylic block so you can actually see where you're going to be putting it, as opposed to like this one. I just kind of shot in the dark and just like stamped it because it's on a wood block. But the beauty of these is that there's a flat side on the other one. So if you happen to get it to where you don't want it, you can always just flip it over. Oh, that's so cute. And so that already looks like that was just like burned using that little wood and the vintage photo. All right, so we're going to do a couple of more. I actually like that Paris one, so I think I'm going to do that again. I have an upcoming little project in an upcoming video. And so this one will work. The Paris will work with that. Again, just gonna take a little bit of that off. How do you guys like my backdrop? I finally got my backdrop the way I wanted it. Well, and I'm proud of it. So that's one of the reasons why I was inspired to do a video, because it looks nice and neat now and you can actually see what I'm doing. Now see the difference between like distressing it a little bit more with the ink? The two same stamps, but they look very different. And it's all in your preference of how you want to do it. And let's see, this time, let's try, let's do a heart within a heart. Let's switch that out. Okay. Again, guys, I don't have my glasses. I don't know why I came over here and started this video without my glasses. Shame on me. Oh, that's sweet. That's very adorable. All right, we're going to do a couple more. What should we go with this time? I've got these really cute, I got a haul last week of a crafter who had, I guess decided not to craft anymore, and I got tons and tons of stickers and all kinds of goodies that I can't wait to use from her. But this is a cute little stamp. It looks like she might have already used it with some colors, but it doesn't matter. Let's see. Let's pick out. Well, yeah, I think that'll just cover that. So let's try. Let's open this one up. I think we're going to go with this pretty little flower up here. Oh, that's really stuck on there. Ooh. All right, and we're going to, these little blocks at first, when I got them from Temu, I was like, what am I going to do with those? But now I see that they really will come in handy for little small projects. And if you put one on there and it's a little bit too big and it doesn't go all the way on there, it's not the end of the world. I don't know how I feel about that one. But you guys, what do you think? Do you think it looks okay? We are going to, I wonder if this little butterfly will fit. Yes, I think that little butterfly will fit. So let's try it. And I love this one because it has a little, the motion behind it. Let's get a larger stamping block and see what we can do with that. See if we can get some of that cute little movement on there. Not much. And these, like I said, if you make a mistake and you don't like the way it looks on the front, you can easily just turn it over and start from scratch. And I've got my little wipe here tonight, so I can go and wipe some of my stamps off. I'm really bad about not wiping them. All right, we're gonna stamp one. Well, we only have two more, so we might as well stamp the last two. What shall we go with? Let's be brave and try one of the ones that we have to kind of gauge where it might be. But this is one of my favorite stamps, and I got this one from Hobby Lobby. This is before I had hundreds of stamps. This is one of the ones that I used a lot in my projects. I absolutely love this bee. And let's see if we can get that one. Did we do it? We did. We did. I think that's cute. The only thing about this stamp that I kind of don't like is that if I'm not careful around the edge will transfer. But I can always just go through and distress this one a little bit, or I could flip it over. But hey, why make a muss when we can just distress it? All right, one more. Let's see, what do I have? I thought I brought another uh, one to the table, and I guess I did not. But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to go with this love again because I like the way that one turned out. So let's go ahead and put that on there. And we're going to do this one last time. Right there in the center. Perfect. And that's all of the stamping that we are going to do. Now we're going to decorate them a little bit before we move on to the Scrabble pieces. Okay, so what should we do? These little things like this, you can find these at Hobby Lobby. You can find these, sometimes you can find these at yard sales, thrift stores. It all depends on where you're located and what kind of stuff is in your area. Now with this one was a little tricky to glue on because if you glue it, I mean, you can glue it directly on this little part right there, but it does kind of cover the design, and I didn't really like that. So I kind of wanted it to sit up here so that you can still see the design. And I also like kind of spread it out a little bit so you can see that. With that one, this one takes a little longer to dry. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your glue. I had gotten some of the little mini bottles with the needle tips on them. Oops. And let me just say, I hated them. They're so very hard to squeeze for me. So what I'm going to do, before I started doing this, I ran a bakery before COVID. I ran a bakery out of my house. And I think I'm going to go get an icing bottle and use one of my icing tips from when I was icing cookies and cakes. And I think that might actually work better for me because those bottles are larger, and the little mini bottle that I had was a pain. Oh my God, it was a pain to squeeze and it was a pain to fill. It was like it was just doing too much. All right, so I think I have a little bit too much glue on here, but we will need it if you're going to be using something like this because it's got to kind of cradle it right there in the center. And it needs to just sit there for a little bit until it catches. If you have, excuse me, let me reach over here. If you have something like this, you can just kind of hold it in place until it, until the glue dries. Or you can just kind of fiddle with it. It depends on how fast your glue catches. So I'm just going to sit that one over to the side while we move on. And let's do this cute little guy. And I was also using, you can use any kind of like trim that you want. I like this trim. I got this at a sale somewhere. And what I was doing is kind of snipping it behind the top of the flower. And that leaves a tail for the next one. And then I was simply gluing this directly to the top and putting that where I wanted it to be. I kind of like how it overlapped the word a little bit. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I changed my camera angle because I didn't really like the way the previous videos were looking. And also, instead of InShot, I'm going to try to make this video with CapCut and see if I can do a little bit better because I still am learning. And I want to kind of, would like to make quality videos for you guys to look at so that, it would be more entertaining and you guys might look at the video longer if it's better made. So I am working on editing, and I am working on not repeating myself as much. Just little things that will make the quality of my videos a little better, because I think I do have some really interesting things that I would, like to show you guys, and hopefully you'll stick around until I progress to the point where I'm a pro at making videos. I love this one. I really love these Paris ones. I just simply adore those. So I'm trying to think of what do I want to do with those. I like that, but I don't want to do them all like that. So let me see over here in my box of goodies what I might, my little box of goodies over here, see what I might find to embellish that guy. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Just a regular little pearl there. Now, if you want to hang them like on one of your bulb pins and to like make them a charm, it'd be best to add like something like this that, gives you something to actually stick your pin through. But if you want to use them just on like plain paper, or like on a let's see, like if you wanted to just make a tab and you just wanted to have something like that over in the corner and glue something down, then having no ribbon on it would work perfect. See like that. So with some of these, I'm just going to do them with just the little like pearl. And we'll just get some glue there and pop that right on to the middle. You can put it off to the side, wherever you want to do it. This is your project, and you can do it however you want to. And I think I'm going to do that again with one of these little Paris ones, because like I said, one of these is going to go into my project. And I don't know which one I like better. Well, I know I like that one better, but I'm not sure if that's going to actually go with my, it might, because I will be using craft paper in it. So let's just go with this one. Let's do this one for, I got glue on my ring. Let's do this one. I kind of wish though that I had brought that down just a little bit so we could see more of the word. Oops, when I cover this. But you know what? I can always take this one, the one that I don't like as much, and redo it and bring the Paris down to where I want it. I don't have much ribbon here on the table with me, so I'm not going to get up and fiddle around trying to find other ribbon. But let's see what one would look like with this ribbon attached to it. And then a pearl in the center of that. Let's try that with this little butterfly one. First, let me get this glue off my ring before it dries. All right. Just add a little glue there, and go ahead and add a little glue to the back. And put that however you want it to face. And let that catch. And I think a little pearl on the center of that one would be great too. Now, if you wanted to take, like if you have brads or something and you wanted to maybe like fold, excuse me, like take off the little prongs, like snip them off or fold them down and then glue one of those in the center, that might be cute too. Let me see if I have my tool over here. Let's see if I can do that. Just push this down. And basically push it inside of itself. And now for that to stick, we're going to need some glue off into the cavity. But since it's also on fabric, I mean, you also, since it is like a little brad, You could have attached it to the fabric first before gluing it down. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. Not that we're going to go around skinning cats or anything like that. I'm glad my cats didn't hear me, because I would have had to answer to them if they heard me say something like that. There's lots of different things that you can do. And let me get a bowl pin. I think this one over here should be dry enough that I can kind of show you what it would look like if you wanted to add like a bowl pin. And since we are doing the burned look, I'm going to go with the copper. But it's not copper, sorry, bronze. And then you can just hang that from something. And there you go. You got a cute little charm that you can hang from something. And that's sweet. But like I said, this is how I had to glue these. I had to kind of like glue it off into that little recess right there. Otherwise, you could have put it you can put it directly there, but it would have covered the image, and I didn't like that. And so, but that's how it would look with something like this. And now we're going to move on to this little charm that you can make using the Scrabble pieces that you might find. Also, I use a little bit of the ribbon also from the Dollar Tree. You can use any kind of ribbon you want. It doesn't have to be. But what I do want to note is that you do have to, if you want the glue to really stick, you need to take sandpaper. Like you can find the sandpaper at the Dollar Tree as well. And what I did was I sanded each side, because if you can see, let me see if I can show you with this one. It's glossy. So that's going to keep it from really kind of holding your glue, and you want it to be able to bite into the glue. So what I did was I took some sanding paper and, roughed it up around the sides, and then onto the places where I was going to glue it. So which would be the front and back right there at the top. And I also roughed it up around here on this edge. And so I'm just going to show you really quickly what I did to this one. I basically just took a small piece of ribbon, and I know that I made it 3 B lengths long, and then put like a triangle at the end. You can make that as neat as you want. And so I just added that and then made a little triangle there. And I know that that's not 100% straight. You can sit there and fiddle with it as much as you want. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to keep going. And then we're going to put a little glue on both sides. I also added glue here because I wanted to be able to kind of snip it. And also with this one, I also took one of my little clips and held it in place, because it takes a little bit for your glue to actually catch on this one. So that's all I did, was just kind of made it stick together. And we're going to set that one off to the side. And basically after it dries, you can come back and embellish it any kind of way that you want. I embellished this one with like a little rosette. You could embellish it with a pearl. You could embellish it with one of the ribbons like I showed you earlier. It's at this point, you really can do whatever you want to. If you wanted to take a piece of lace and cut it into a circle and put it on the back of there, that would be really pretty. If you wanted to have like some lace sticking out from the back, maybe that's an idea. I just wanted to kind of show you what you can do with these cute little pieces that you might find at the Dollar Tree, because sometimes we look over things and we're like, what can I do with that? That being said, I'm just going to show you really quick the ones that we made today. I think they're super sweet. And again, I said if you wanted to put them like as to make them in a charm, it's best to add like a little bit of fabric since these are made out of wood. Um, that way you can add your little bulb pin. Or you don't have to add the fabric like with these, and you can just glue them down to a flat surface. But anyway, guys, that's what we've made today. I hope that you guys are inspired. I hope you can find some things that you that around your house that you can use to make these your own. And next time you're at the Dollar Tree, take a look in the crafting aisle and see if you can find these things. And as always, thank you guys for spending your time with me. I know everybody's time is precious and I appreciate yours. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.